Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one quarter, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He's the trickle dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And in the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go, catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana, now they love him in Japan. No cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who graduated with the Nightmare Factory Class 1. He took part in the first ever Battle Royal at the first ever Student Showcase. Everybody, welcome to the show, the best fighter in the world, Abraham Storm.
What's up, everybody?
Abraham, thank you very much for actually thank you very much for actually, giving us this opportunity. We really and truly appreciate it. We know you're a busy man and whatnot, but we always appreciate our guests whenever they, take time out to shoot the breeze about wrestling and their career, or if they're a fan, to shoot the breeze about their fandom and so on. We really appreciate it as well. How's everything? You're in Georgia right now, right?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. How's everything over there with the weather and whatnot?
The weather today is kind of sunny and stuff like that. So the hurricane didn't really touch down over here and stuff. So thank God for that. But it's a pretty hot day outside today.
Awesome. Yeah, same thing over here in North Carolina, man. It's a bit hot over here too, But woke up this morning, I felt some cool breeze. I said to myself, yeah, fall is definitely coming here real soon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's September now. The year's going by fast. So yeah, the weather's about to change.
Thank you very much for this. Oh yeah. Pretty soon it's gonna be Halloween, then Thanksgiving, and then it's gonna be Christmas, and then 2022, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Days.
So yeah. So I gotta ask, man. I always ask, 99% of our guests, what was the event or pay-per-view or match that made you become a fan of professional wrestling?
When I first seen a Rock Cutter promo in 1999, I became a fan of wrestling ever since.
Woo, man. You became a fan at the right time, man. The Attitude Era? Oh, geez.
Yeah, and I was only 3 years old watching that. I remember that till this day.
What? Shoot.
Yeah.
I tell you, the Rock, man, the only guy that could make an eyebrow look good, man. I remember I was 16 at the time, I'm an old man now, but I was 16 at the time, and I remember every time, every chance I get, I would do some of his mannerisms. Like if somebody said something like that I didn't agree with, I'd give them the eyebrow, or if somebody would say something to me, I'd be like, look, know your role, shut your mouth, somebody would say something and I'd be like, it doesn't matter what you. Man, those are good times, man. I tell you, really good times.
Yeah. The Rock was so talented.
And it's funny because we were talking about the Rock. I don't know if it was on here or if I was talking about it with somebody else, but at work. But I was telling them when the Rock first made his debut, when they did an interview with him right before Survivor Series, he was like, yeah, my father is Soul Man Rocky Johnson, and my grandfather is High Chief Peter Maivia. And then he was like, those are big shoes to fill. And now, lo and behold, The Rock is one of Hollywood's leading men. He's in the Fast and the Furious series. He's about to do Black Adam. It's the man definitely got out of his father and grandfather's shadow. He did well for himself.
He did. He became bigger than wrestling.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that man is a
legend.
So
growing up, oh yeah. So growing up, did you get to like go to any of the like any wrestling events, like any WWE events or any other like independence or any of those events?
Actually, this might sound weird, but I didn't. The first wrestling event I ever been to was an AEW pay per view back in 2019. I didn't go to any wrestling event as a kid. Like that might sound weird because I'm a professional wrestler and been a fan of the sport like since I was like 3 or 4 years old. But I didn't go to any as a kid. That might sound weird. I just watch it on TV every
No,
week.
that's not weird at all. So funny thing is, when I started watching wrestling, I was 6 going on 7, and I didn't go to my first live event until I was 28 going on 29, like
Oh
almost 10
wow.
years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that was the first wrestling event I went to. That was Ring of Honor, and that was during WrestleMania weekend.
Okay.
And the first WWE event that I went to was the WrestleMania that year, and that was Rock versus Cena 1. And then afterwards, I went to my first like independent event, which was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, a place called FOW. So, I mean, hey, better late than never, man. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man. You broke up a little bit. Can
Yeah.
you repeat that again?
So, yeah, I was saying that I started watching when I was 6 going on 7, and um, I didn't go to my first event until I was 28 going on 29,
Gotcha.
and that was a Ring of Honor show. And then I went to my first WrestleMania that same year, and then I went to my first like actual independent because I don't really consider Ring of Honor independence, but an independent company. But my first independent wrestling event I went to was Future of Wrestling in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That was like 9 years ago. So hey,
Oh,
like I said, better late than never.
that's true. Yeah, professional wrestling is amazing. It's fun watching it live.
Oh yeah, it's just something about seeing it live that just like that's just different, you know.
Yeah, you're
Um, especially if you go to especially if you go like the independents in your area, it's like people become like kind of like family. Like you just like get used to seeing them at least once every month, twice every month. It's just different.
right.
So so in terms of so now that you're a fan, and you're cheering your favorites and booing the bad guys and whatnot. How did your journey go from professional wrestling fan to professional wrestler?
That's a good question. So when I came into the wrestling industry, I kind of was still a fan. Like at the Nightmare Factory, you see like a lot of AEW guys come through, and so I would kind of mark out when I see them and stuff like that. But I realized after a couple of months of training that I'm not really a fan anymore. I'm a part of the industry now. So when I see a famous wrestler now, I'm like, oh, okay, hey, it's nice to meet you. So it's just I'm used to seeing like a lot of famous wrestlers that like randomly now. So that's one thing that made me transition from a fan until like an actual like wrestler is like you're not acting like a fan and stuff. Like I never like would go to meet and greets and stuff now because that's what fans do because I see so many people in the industry anyway. So that's the difference between being a fan and being an actual wrestler when you see like other like wrestlers in person.
That's cool. That's cool. I could definitely understand that. I know that some wrestlers that are like I think we've had one or two that said they don't even watch like other promotions because they're busy training and whatnot. So, and which is understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're busy trying to when you're trying to like not better, but like when you're trying to like elevate your career, get to the next level, whether it be getting signed to like WWE or AEW or Impact or trying to go like worldwide to Japan and so on. You're busy trying to focus on that instead of just watching other people. And no offense to them, instead of just watching other people, other companies do their thing.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Like me, like since I'm busy like wrestling, what I do is like I'll make time to watch some other wrestling matches like just to study. like I'll go on WWE Network or the Impact Plus and like just watch some old matches. I still watch the wrestling industry today. Like I'll tune into NXT and watch AEW and Raw and SmackDown just to keep up with the current product. But hey, like I try to like to make time for that and still train too, because studying like the fundamentals of wrestling and learning from the other guys who've made it in the industry like is very helpful to me. So
Cool, cool. Yeah. So so with graduating with the Nightmare Factory, y'all had 3 months or 12 weeks of intense training. You had certain people that actually how was the training for you? Like I heard people tell me that yeah, you had people that went there and they dropped out and so on. How was the experience for you?
yeah, the experience was very fun. They taught us how to cut promos and stuff. For some reason, when I first started cutting promos, I just felt like it was easy. So Cody and QT loved it. But as far as training, like as far as in ring skills, um, it was hard because I wasn't in the best of shape when I started. So that was the hardest part about it. But like long as you just stay at it and just train consistently, like you just get better. You eat right, you stay in the gym, and that's all you have to do. But you have to go out there and work shows like in order to make it and stuff. So, but before I even started working shows, it was just it was hard remembering certain things. Certain moves were kind of hard to do, but I pretty much just kept practicing and got better at it.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
So once you graduated, once your coaches there said, congratulations, y'all are certified wrestlers, and you're actually the first ever graduating class of the Nightmare Factory, the first ever. I'm pretty sure there's a plaque somewhere at the Nightmare Factory right now that says the first ever graduating class, and you have yourself, Nan Boteo, Brooke Havoc, the Nice Guys, the Cat Spencer, all of them. What was going through your mind when they gave you the pat on the back and to go ahead upon graduating?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was lit. Like it was a very very memorable day. Felt like I just got a master's degree in college. So yeah, because like this just being on YouTube and stuff like that, it was kind of like unreal, like seeing myself on YouTube and stuff like that. And so when Cody Rhodes, he posted a picture of him and everybody from Camp One, and everybody was just pressing like, I'm like, wow, this is unreal. And Matt Hardy congratulated us and stuff. I mean, I even seen Chris Jericho pressing like, so I'm like, man, like all of these famous stars like recognize who we are. It's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now y'all had the first ever student showcase. Now y'all gotta showcase, your talents and whatnot, show the world, all that training that you actually did over the past 3 months, how it helped you. And you took part in the first ever battle royal. Was there any nervousness, or were you like confident, like, something, I had some great training, I got this, or was it like a combination of both?
Honestly, I wasn't nervous at all. I'm pretty sure both of you guys seen that video. I came out and cut a promo and stuff because Cody and QT, like, they like my promos whenever we did a promo class. They laughed. They thought I was very good on the mic. So it was their idea for me to come out to the ring, get on the mic, right before I got in the ring, talk trash and all that stuff. So I wasn't nervous. I felt there was some things I could have did better, but it was still a very fun experience. I mean, I got eliminated first, so I mean, it wasn't a difficult first match. It was actually pretty easy. So I mean, that was a pretty fun experience. But I wish it could have been better. But I'm grateful for it. I can't complain.
Yeah, I actually saw that whole student showcase and I enjoyed it. There were so many highlights from there. I remembered and I still call it to this day the most badass entrance that in Nightmare Factory student showcase history. It was Brooke Havoc and Cat Spencer, pulling up in that black vehicle,
Oh
and
yeah, that was dope.
that, I was like, "Yo, that's bad." I told we had Cat Spencer on here a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
that entrance was badass. Like, I like how y'all did that." And
yeah.
the funny part was when MJ Baby, I don't know if that's her in ring name, but she took orange juice or orange soda and spilled it on the car, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
"Whoa." I think she made a big mistake, and I was right because they dealt with her quickly for that.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, and then the funny thing was that after that you had the battle royal, and then I saw the nice guys versus Hunter Knott and Jay Grillo, and they ended up Jay Grillo and Hunter Knott and next couple of weeks. That and I watched it. I was late to watching the first ever student showcase. The next thing you know, after I watched that, I see them on AEW Dark. I'm like, all right, they're doing big things, man. And then top to bottom, I enjoyed that show. Like y'all do great work there, man. And
Thank you.
even the student showcase too that they had, I was like, this is better than what the pay per view that WWE has on right now. Like I
Oh
enjoyed that more than most of what that WWE pay per view had that month. And
wow, I appreciate
I'm
that.
weird like that. I'm weird like that. Like I'm this. You're talking to a guy that, and this. I'm not taking a stab at WWE. WWE has been, a huge part of my life. But I remembered when they had WrestleMania 29, and it was right in my backyard, right in New Jersey. I was living in Brooklyn, New York at the time, and I had the money to go to WrestleMania, but I was like, I'm not gonna go this year. And that same weekend, they had PWS, Pro Wrestling Syndicate, is an independent company. They had a card that I was more interested in than WrestleMania. So it's kind of like that for me.
Yeah, what was the name of that promotion again?
Pro Wrestling Syndicate.
Oh, okay. Okay, I never heard of them, but wow. I mean, man, you chose them over WrestleMania, man. Man, they must have did some good wrestling.
Well, honestly speaking, the card, the WWE card, the WrestleMania card just didn't interest me. I was like, I ain't gonna spend money on, you gonna pay at least $80 for a seat, nosebleeds, and then you gotta travel all that distance. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna stay home and watch it and watch it at a friend's house, man. I'm not gonna bother going all the way. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was a pretty good weekend.
yeah.
So you're the best fighter in the world, and you come out with the taped up fists like Rambo and Rambo 2. How'd you get that moniker, man? I'm not trying to dig too deep, but how'd you get that, man? Because you live up to that. He came out here with like the tape fists and whatnot. When I first saw him come out, I was like, is this brother gonna put his fists in glue and then glass? If he does that, yeah, that's some hardcore stuff right there.
Yeah, so like the gimmick, I like gimmicks like Steve Blackman, Ken Shamrock, and Brock Lesnar. And well, I'm a huge fan of MMA too, so that's how I got the gimmick. But the name best fighter in the world, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick. So there was the very first promo class we had at the Nightmare Factory. I call myself the best fighter in the world in one sentence. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that to be my nickname. And so after that, QT started calling me best fighter in the world after that. And so it's ever since then it became a nickname. So that wasn't meant to be a nickname, but they started calling me that ever since I cut a promo. And so that's how the nickname best fighter in the world came about. But even if I didn't have that nickname, I was still it was still meant to be a fighter's gimmick, like an MMA like tough guy. So I trained in some boxing before and I done jujitsu, so I kind of got a little bit of a background in other combat sports. So and I wrestled in high school.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more what you bring to the ring, man. Because that sounds really impressive. And I always say that if you have an amateur wrestling background, even if it's just like in high school,
Hmm.
like 9 times out of 10, you're destined to have a successful professional wrestling career. And it's happened with Randy Orton, Jake Hager, Cody Rhodes, of course,
Yeah,
and Dolph Ziggler and many other people. So I can see that happening for you.
yeah, I appreciate that. I just got to keep working hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh
like
yeah.
I love professional
That-
wrestling. Like my goal is to make it to like one of the big companies. It's AEW preferably because I'm trained by Cody and in QT. But I wouldn't rule out like fighting in MMA professionally one day. Maybe in the UFC, like who knows, but like my main focus is to make it in professional wrestling.
yeah. It's like The Rock once said, and I tend to mess up saying, but he says, being persistent gets you there. Being consistent keeps you there.
Yeah.
So I mean, just I know for a fact if you keep on pushing, man, and just keep on grinding, forget the insults, remember all the compliments you received and whatnot, and just stay motivated. You'll definitely
Yeah.
get to where you want to be.
Right. For sure. No doubt.
So I just got two more questions before I turn over to Rob. And my second to last question is, your trainer, Cody Rhodes, he actually left when he left WWE, he had a list of opponents that he wanted to wrestle in the very near future. And shortly afterwards, a lot of other wrestlers started doing the same thing too as well. So what I'm asking is, who are your top 5 opponents that you want to wrestle in the next in the coming years, in the near future? They can be from anywhere: AEW, WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, Japan, Indies, just anywhere.
So one of the top wrestlers on my list right now is John Moxley. He's one of my favorite right now, but he's one of the ones I want to work with in the future. I love his style of wrestling. Another one I would like to share a ring with is Brock Lesnar.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. I know like he's probably 10 times bigger than me, but size doesn't mean anything in the fight. I mean, hey, Bruce Lee was 5'7" and 140 pounds. I mean, he's one of the people you could call best fighter in the world too. So
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah. So you said 5. So right there, that is 2. And
2.
so yep. So a few other ones I would like to share a ring with. I would say Roman Reigns. Roman,
Okay,
yep, the
the
tribal.
tribal chief.
Yep, tribal chief. Yeah, he's one of the best heels in wrestling right now. His gimmick is phenomenal, and he's very great in ring too. So he's one of the people I would say that's one of my dream opponents. I would also say that someone like Taz's son Hook. He hasn't made his debut yet.
Okay.
He's actually one of my friends, but I would love to share a ring with him someday. I've seen him train, and he does great in ring.
Oh, cool.
And
That boy Hook, he
yeah,
he, he looked dangerous.
yeah, man, Hook is dangerous. I mean, you guys haven't seen him wrestle on TV yet, but man, that dude is dangerous. I've seen him train with other guys and stuff. He's insane.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you right
And
now. When I was 14, I used to collect the wrestling magazines, and I heard some
mhm,
stories about Taz putting that Taz mission on people, and they never got out of it. The only person I
yeah,
knew who got out of it was Bam Bam Bigelow, and that was because Bam Bam Bigelow's a big dude, and so he
right.
fell through the ring. Rob, I know you remember that one because you're an ECW you were ECW faithful, and they fell through the ring, the actual ring,
Mhm.
and that's how he's able to get out of the Taz mission. But yeah, if he's anything like his dad,
Mhm.
woo, man, I remember when I first saw Taz go to WWE, and I told my older cousin, I was like, "Hey, yo, Chris, you see that guy Taz? They don't know what they in for. That dude is serious."
Yeah, that man Taz is a beast. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so number 5 on my list, it is none other than CM Punk. The one is he's making noise in professional wrestling right now. he's been making noise like the past 7 years, and he's been gone for professional wrestling like most of the time. From 2014 and now. I mean, everyone chants CM Punk, so he's from Chicago. I'm from Chicago too, so me and him got to have a match in
Woo!
Chicago someday and a promo battle.
Okay, I'm gonna say something blasphemous, and when I go back to Brooklyn, New York, I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked. But I love the Chicago deep dish pizza as much as I love New York style pizza. I shouldn't say that, but I'm risking an ass kicking right now because New Yorkers are probably like, "Yo, what you said? What you said on that thing, B? Yo, dead ass, what you said? How you gonna say Chicago pizza?" That's how they probably gonna be. But hey, you only live once. I hope that I can live after that ass whooping. But yeah, man, I love that Chicago deep dish y'all got, man. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo,
At
I
Chicago,
love it, man.
yeah, I'm glad I don't live in Chicago anymore because like not even just the pizza there is good. It's like all the food we get there is good. So I'm glad I don't live there anymore because I'll probably be like over like 350 pounds. Like I wouldn't be able to stay in shape for wrestling if I still lived in Chicago because it's so much good food there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my last question before I turn it over to Rob is this is you guys are the start of something great, something magnificent with the Nightmare Factory. And there's going to be many, many more classes I know for a fact coming through the Nightmare Factory. If you saw somebody that wants to train there, if somebody came up to you and told you they want to train there, what advice would the best fighter in the world give that person that wants to be in Nightmare Factory?
I would motivate them to go accomplish their dreams. I would tell them like what they need to do to make it in the industry, like how to succeed, like give them advice. I'll give them some of the same advice that Cody and QT gave me about standing out, being dedicated, showing up, performing well, and I would let them know that this industry is a very fun industry. I thank God for it. It's a blessing being in the wrestling industry, but it's not an easy industry. In this industry, you have to wait your turn to get certain things. Certain people might, get a chance before you. So certain people don't stand out and make it on TV. So certain people, they their in ring skills might not be the best, but they'll still make it. But you just have to wait your turn in this industry, and just be grateful, be humble, be yourself, go out there and work hard. And that's what I would tell anybody who wants to be a professional wrestler, whether they want to train at the Nightmare Factory or not. That's the advice I would get to anybody.
Cool, awesome. So for those of y'all that intend to actually train at Nightmare Factory,
Mhm.
you just got a bit of advice from one of the first members of the first ever graduating class of Nightmare Factory. So just remember that and make sure you record this because pretty soon when this man makes it, he gets that big contract, you're gonna have to pay something. So you get a little something, something right now. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob has a couple of questions for you. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? How's your day been, man? How's your day
Great,
today?
going great. How about yourself?
Oh, pretty good, man. It was a kind of a slow day, man. I got my grass cut, man. We had that remnants of the hurricane, man. So my grass, it's got all them rows and stuff. It was all thick and all that stuff. So my yard looks horrible right now. So
Oh
tomorrow I'm
wow.
gonna have to be doing some raking and stuff, man. Spending my day doing that. But other than that, man, it was all right.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Just
great
hanging
to
out.
hear.
That's good. So, man, yeah, I do want to ask, man, like, yeah, where did you get your hands of stone at, man? Because that's all I think of, man, when I watch your matches, man. You got what William Regal would call the power of the punch, minus that friggin' minus the brass knuckles or whatever, man. Your fists are just like that, man. You're clocking people, and they're just like, damn. So where'd you learn to, man? Where'd you learn to get that fast movement and that power at, man? Where'd that come from, man?
Training boxing a little bit back when I was in Chicago, so I just incorporated that with my wrestling gimmick, and so I just started doing a lot of punches like in my matches, and so I
Hmm.
just wanted to use the fighting gimmick. I felt the fighting gimmick is something that's going to get me over in the wrestling industry, so that's why I do it.
That's right. I was going to ask if your hands are made of stone, but I was like, man, isn't that adamantium that Wolverine has harder, man? Like, yeah. So, are they made of adamantium or something, man? Did you go get a transplant, man? Read with
Oh,
Professor X, because man, whoo.
no, I didn't do that. I just train hard.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, good job, man. Hey, your opponents, man. Oh man, I feel sorry for them, man. They ain't gonna know what's coming, man. Just man.
Yeah.
So I was doing a little research, man. I got to see you wrestled out in Utah, right?
I did. I wrestled in Utah earlier this month. That was back on August 7th.
Man, what was it like going out there to Utah, man? Because you don't really like. All I think of is like that big salt hills everywhere, man. Was it like that, or was it like pretty cool out there?
It was cool. There's a bunch of mountains. I mean, you can see the mountains like from almost
Ooh.
every view in Utah. But it
Oh,
was a very
okay.
fun experience. My match should be on. It's going to be on Fight TV sometime next week. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Okay.
Obviously, yeah. But I was in a couple of shows out there. One was taped. One was not taped. So you guys are going to enjoy it. It's going to be on Fight TV. The promotion is called Devotion Championship Wrestling. They air all the time on Fight TV, so you guys can be on the lookout for that. But I'm going to post it on Instagram once it gets posted on Fight TV.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah, I can't wait, man. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man.
Yeah,
At DCW or something, because I think that's what it was saying on your Instagram. What a DCW?
yeah, it's called DCW, Devotion Championship
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome, man. I can't wait, man. So is Utah the farthest you've traveled so far for wrestling?
Yes. So far, I wrestled in Georgia, I wrestled in Ohio, and I wrestled in Utah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. You starting to get around everywhere, man. That's pretty cool.
Yep. My goal is for next year is to have a match in Chicago, my hometown, sometime next year.
Ooh, nice. Now, have you thought about traveling, abroad or something, man? Maybe going overseas somewhere, or maybe South America, Canada, Japan or something?
Oh yeah, one day for sure. Probably once this pandemic is 100% over with, then yeah, my plan
Oh
is to
yeah.
go somewhere overseas or to like a different country or whatever.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be awesome, man. So
Yeah.
I do gotta ask, man. Yeah, with your hands stone, man. I did see a little picture on there, man. You wanted to fight the Paul brothers, man. I'm like, yo, somebody needs to fight them because, man, I see what they do, man. They go get these like MMA fighters that have like no experience in boxing. Like the only thing, like their background is like wrestling or something like that. And they're like, okay, yeah, it's like, nah, they don't go after the real boxers. I mean, Floyd was, but it was like, exhibition type deal. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So. Yeah, when can we? Yeah, or can we see that fight soon, man? Because yeah, somebody got to knock one of them out or something, man. Put them down.
Oh yeah, I would love to fight Jake and Logan Paul, and like you seen that post on Instagram. I'm really serious about fighting Jake or Logan Paul. Like if they want to challenge a professional wrestler, I know I'm not like a huge name in the industry yet, but I would take the fight. I would fight both in one night. I'm not afraid of them at all.
That's right. Yeah, man. Shoot, I probably try. Man, if I could throw hands too, I'd probably fight too. But the only thing I got is a windmill. You know what I mean? Like, I'd go out there for 5 seconds, be like, oh, I got dropped. Give me my couple million or thousand or whatever it was, and I guess I go home.
Oh yeah, but if you want to beat them, to just put your mind to it. Just go in there with
Hmm.
confidence.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'd have to, man. I'd be like, all right, come on. I'd be like, come on, old man. See, I'm pushing 40, man. I'd be like, all right, man, we got to shake this rust off. We got to put this oil on his shoulder and these knees. You know what I mean? Let's go, man.
But yeah, like
So I
far as the
got.
Paul brothers, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can go
No,
ahead,
you're
Rob.
good.
Sorry. Yeah,
No, you're good. Go ahead. You talking about the
yeah,
Paul brothers?
I was talking about the Paul brothers. Yeah, it's just like they fight these MMA guys. Like I respect anybody that gets in the boxing ring
Hmm.
and they're doing what they have to do, like to make money and put their name out there. They were famous before boxing, but the thing is, like they got to go up against like some elite competition,
Hmm.
and so like they should go against one of the current champs in boxing. I mean, hey, I consider myself as elite competition. I'm trained by Cody Rhodes, so therefore I'm kind of
That's
elite.
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
I know. I seen what y'all had to do with. I've heard what y'all had to do with Nightmare Factory. That nutrition, plan. Your weight plan. Exercise and stuff. I was like, woo, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Just just thinking about it, man. Like I have like one ab, forming or whatever. All up in the corner, hiding out, coming out. Just thinking about y'all's training. Like, oh man, all that stuff. Boom.
yeah. The training's pretty intense. Some of the stuff we do Oh, they do at the WWE Performance Center. It's like NFL, like football type of workouts. So some of the training we had doing strength and conditioning is similar to what they do at the Performance Center.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Plus, yeah, you all got QT Marshall. You know, what I mean, you got Glacier, you got
yeah.
Cody and stuff, man. What was like some of the best like advice that they imparted on you, man? Like to keep going moving forward.
Yeah, the best advice that I've got from them, QT told me to watch more wrestling. He told me to watch Brock Lesnar
Mhm.
because I have a fighting gimmick. So that's one of the best advice I got from QT. He told me to watch Brock Lesnar because he's a person like he dominates his opponents. There's sometimes it looks like he's shooting on his opponents, but he creates the vibe to make you think that he's shooting on his opponents. So QT told me to watch more of Brock Lesnar.
That's right. Yeah. I guess you can't go wrong with Brock, man. You know, what I mean, he was actually heavyweight champ in UFC and all that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, man, like who were your favorite boxers and MMA fighters, man? Did you have favorites growing up? Do you have any current favorites right now?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of favorites. One of my favorite boxers is Manny Pacquiao, who just
Ooh,
fought
okay.
recently. Yep, he
Mhm.
just lost recently. One of Floyd Mayweather's biggest rivals. So yeah, Manny Pacquiao is probably my favorite boxer of all time because once that man starts throwing punches, he doesn't stop. So they call that man
That's right.
Pac-Man for a reason.
That's right. That's right. Now, when I
Yeah.
was growing up, man, like in the '90s, man, it was HBO or Showtime. I can't remember. I think it was HBO. Every Saturday at 10, they have boxing after dark or whatever, man. And my favorite boxer, man, was Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. That was who
Mm,
I loved to watch fighting growing up, man. He'd always go out there, man. He just tear him up, man. And
yeah.
R.I.P. man, Sweet Pea. But yeah, he was the man. I liked him, man.
Yeah. Pernell Whitaker was a beast. He fought Floyd Mayweather's uncle, and that was a slugfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, MMA, man, I like John Jones, man. He's one of my favorites, man. There's one I like, Clay Guida, man. I don't know, a lot of people don't know who he is, man. But that guy
Yeah,
goes
with the
out there.
hair.
Yo, yeah, if he goes, kind of looks like Jesus, man. Like, yo, he goes out there, and if you go and like fight with him, man, yeah, like you're going that whole 15, 20, 30 minutes. You're just like, yo, you're gonna be out there. Oh man, his condition is just. Whew.
Yeah, Clay Guida. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, I've seen him before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So like, man, yeah, who are your favorite MMA fighters, man?
Yeah, my favorite is probably Anderson Silva.
Ooh, ooh.
Mm,
Yeah, he is nasty. Oh, I remember
yeah,
watching that. What was that? Who was it? Forrest Griffin, where he was just there boxing. He just like stepped back, knocked him out. You know, just one punch. And it was like, oh my lord. Oh
yeah,
man, how you gonna do that, man? Woo!
yeah,
It was like Joe Rogan said, man. He was like a literal ninja in there. Like he was an actual ninja fighting. You know, you're trying to fight a ninja. He was like, oh man.
yeah. UFC, it's insane. You know, like they always put on the show every time like those guys get in the cage.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Now speaking of ninjas and stuff, man, I did get to see, man. You were watching. You went to see Mortal Kombat, man. You know, earlier. I guess it was this year, right?
yeah.
Is
I
it
did see
coming out
Mortal
this
Kombat.
year? I can't
Yeah, it
remember if it
did
was
come
this
out
year or
this
last
year.
year. Yeah, this
Yeah,
has
it
been
was
like the
this year.
longest. Yeah, it's been the longest, like 2 years of my life and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
So man,
Mhm.
what you think of that movie, man? Well, did you like it? Have you seen the older ones or whatever?
The old Mortal Kombat's. I didn't really care too much for it like that. It was okay. What there weren't bad movies, but the Mortal Kombat movie that came out this year was insane.
Oh yeah, I like that, man. I like the yeah, that Sub Zero and Scorpion fight at the end. That was like, whew. I was like, how you gonna freeze a man's blood and stab himself with it? Like,
Right.
man, I ain't never seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like how they set it up for a sequel or whatever, man. I'm kind of ready for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, man, are you a fan of kung fu movies, man? Are you watching anything on the on Netflix or anything? You know, because I'm always looking for new TV shows and movies to watch, man. I always get stuck, watching the same stuff. There's like what you call comfort shows and stuff, man. I'm always looking for something new.
Yeah, you know me, I don't really like keep up with Netflix and stuff like that. But as you mentioned, like martial arts or like kung fu movies, I would probably like watch a few of Bruce Lee's movies. He had a movie called Fist of Fury.
Ooh,
Yep, and also had a movie called Enter the Dragon. So I would probably watch a few of his movies. But as of right now, like TV shows and movies, I don't really like follow like that. I may like tune into a couple of movies every now and then because I'm so busy wrestling and
Yeah,
so busy like watching wrestling. So I haven't really like kept up with anything else, even with boxing and MMA. Like I'm a big fan of those sports, but I don't really like follow them as much as I used to because I've been so busy like training
yeah,
and just watching wrestling lately.
that's right. Now,
Yeah,
Fist of Fury. Which one was the one where Bruce Lee beat Chuck Norris? Was it that one? Was it Fist of Fury where he fought him at the Olympic Games or whatever, the Olympic Coliseum?
I believe that was Fist of Fury because I believe that was Fist of Fury when he fought Chuck Norris because I think they ended up changing the title to that movie later on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, man. Yeah, cause yeah, man, there's a lot of them. I like Bruce Lee ones I like. Yeah, Enter the Dragon's awesome, man. I love that one. That was,
yeah, I think that was his last movie before he died, but that movie was
oh
sick.
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Now there's some kung fu fight movies I see now. I don't know if you've seen them. They're called the Raid movies. The Raid 1, the Raid 2. Woo! You want to talk about nonstop action? You know what I mean? You'll be sitting there on the edge of your seat, just like, oh my lord.
Yeah. Now I'm sorry. Which movies again? I couldn't. You broke up a little
The
bit.
Raid. They're called the Raid. The Raid 1 and the Raid 2.
Never heard of those.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. They're I can't remember where they're from. They're like Philippines or something, man. Yeah, it was. Woo, yeah, they're nasty, man. It's just, oh man, it's just one fighting scene to another. You're just on the edge of your seat, just like, oh my lord, how are they doing that, man? This dude's gonna fight two dudes at the same time? Like, really? Oh, okay, here we go.
That's a
Yeah.
handicap match.
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot of handicap matches. There's battle royals and there's all kinds of stuff in there, man. They don't
Oh
care.
gosh, I gotta check those out now. You said the name is Raid.
The Raid, yeah.
The Raid. Okay, I gotta check those out.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. They got all kinds of stuff on YouTube, like people reacting to it, and they're all reactions are the same. They're like, it's all like that. If you go on YouTube, like, yeah, this person reacts, they're all like, oh my god. Yeah, those movies are pretty good, man.
Yeah.
So I do gotta ask, man, when is your next show that you're going to be wrestling in? Do you have one coming up?
As of right now, I do not have one scheduled, but when I do, I'm gonna post it on Instagram. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be sometime in October. As of right now, I might be going back to Utah on October 9th. They're having
Mm.
an event out there, so when and QT Marshall's gonna be there too, and
Ooh.
yeah, he's gonna be there. I'm not sure if he's wrestling or not. So QT's gonna be down there, and most likely I'm gonna be down there wrestling too. Is that 100% confirmed yet? But if it is, I'm gonna post it on Instagram.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, man. Get on that plane ride out to Utah, man. That's probably a nice little plane ride, isn't it? Get to see
Yeah, it
all the
is.
mountains and stuff. Woo.
Yeah. Yeah, just going over the mountain clogs on my ears. That's the part that sucks about it when you're on a plane.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, man, because I live in Delaware and it's just flat. All we got is like, fields and beaches, farm fields and beaches, man. We don't have like the tallest hill is like I think it was like 400 feet. That's like our mountain, whatever, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, I love seeing those mountains and stuff, man. It's awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. We ain't got nothing over here. I mean, we do have legal gambling, man. So you can go you can go bet on the football games and stuff, bet on the ponies. So I guess you got something to do.
Yeah, just like Vegas.
There you go, something like that.
Mhm.
So man, yeah, I did want to ask about, man. You said you wrestled in high school, man. I used to wrestle in high school too, man. So I gotta ask, man, what was it? You were wrestling in Chicago?
Yeah, yeah. When I was I went to high school in Chicago. Yeah, I moved out in Georgia 2 years ago, but yeah, I went to high school in Chicago. I wrestled my senior year.
Okay, so man, I always want to know, like, when you all wrestle, man, was it like, especially a big city like that, Chicago? Did y'all wrestle like, county versus county, city versus city or something, man? How did y'all do that, man? Like, over there in Chicago, because I know, man. Plus, Illinois is a big state too. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, very big. Yeah, yeah. When I wrestled in high school, we wrestled up against the local schools in the area. The only other city we went up against was in Indiana because Indiana was the closest state
mm,
next to Illinois. So we wrestled a school in some part of Indiana. I forgot what town was it. So yeah, we went up against one of their schools and they were pretty tough.
ooh,
Yeah, but
that's
I
right.
got my hand raised, so that's hey, that's one thing that matters.
That's all. Yeah, that's all that matters. Now,
Yeah.
did you qualify for states or anything, or what y'all have to do for that? Do you?
Yeah. Now, when I was in Chicago and went to high school, it was like we wrestled as a team. But once you made it like to state championships and stuff, it was like every man for himself in a way.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't make it that far, but I wrestled like during a regular season, and that was it. Like I didn't do like any uh well, I guess you could call it postseason or playoffs or whatever in wrestling. I didn't compete in none of those. I just did some a few like I just did a decent amount of matches in the regular season, and that was it.
No, that's cool. Yeah, because
Yeah,
here in Delaware, man, it was like so small, man. We everybody in the state, pretty much qualified. You know what I mean? Just one man, every man for himself. I think it was double elimination. You know what I mean? Tournament and stuff like that.
yeah,
But we did have the team state thing, but that was like the team thing, and then you had your individual thing, man. That was always pretty cool. I
yeah,
always wondered how people, yeah, in the big cities did that, man.
yeah.
So did you play go against Polk High, man, Al Bundy school, man? Did you ever go against them? Is there a real Polk High out there in Chicago? Because I'm a big fan of Married with.
I'm sorry, big fan of what? You broke up a little bit.
Oh, I said I'm a big fan of Married with Children, man. I like Al Bundy, and he
Oh,
went
that
to
old show,
school
Mary.
Polk High. Yeah,
Yeah.
is there a Polk High out there in Chicago, man?
Oh, I don't think so. That show Married
Oh.
with Children. I heard of that, but like I don't like. I'm not too familiar with the rest of the stuff. Al Bundy.
Yeah, man. Like he would always say, man, I played high school football in Chicago for Polk High. I scored 4 touchdowns in one game. You know what I mean? Like,
Man, that
you're
man's
like
a
yeah,
big
in your
dude.
40s. Yeah, he's like, all right. He's like, I was all county or all city. He's like, all right, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially back then.
Mm.
Oh man, that's great. So yeah, oh man, before I pass it on back to Remy, man, I did want to, yeah, you're talking about Hook, man, Taz's son out there being nasty, man. Do you think we can expect him being like a little human suplex machine? I know we ain't seen him wrestle yet, man, but I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, I want to see him like, with that Tazplex like his pop has, you just catch somebody, just, bam.
Yeah. I think he's gonna be doing that on Dynamite one day. I'm not sure when, but I know he will. I know he has that Justin Bieber type of look, but that man's a beast just like his father.
Oh, I believe it, man. Yeah, I see him in the ring too, man. He's got some pretty big arms. I'm like, yeah, I bet he could throw some people around, man. He probably out there just, oh man, that's one of the things, man. I
Yeah.
mean, I want to see CM Punk wrestle, but I'm like, yo, I can't wait for Hook, man. I'm trying to see what Hook does, man. I want to see him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a bad man.
Now, before I pass it on back to Remy, man, I want to ask last question is, man, do you have, traveling like Utah and all that stuff, man? Do you have any, funny, backstage or road stories you can share? Maybe somebody forgot their gear or something crazy like that. If not, it's all good. But if you do, you can change the name to protect the innocent if you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't really have any like interesting stories. I mean, when we're backstage, like we know we just laugh and talk, and I mean, like, we just be cool with each other. I mean, I've seen a few big names backstage. Like recently, I seen Luke Gallows. He was at
Oh, nice.
the show in Utah. He's a very cool guy, very humorous. So he's
Mhm.
one of the coolest people I met in the industry outside of the Nightmare Factory.
Oh man, that's pretty awesome, man. Yeah, yeah. Hey man, it's awesome, man. When you meet people like that and they're cool and stuff, man. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I met another guy. His name is Marty the Moth from Lucha Underground. He was the
Ooh,
champ on
okay.
Lucha. Yep, he was the champ on Lucha Underground, and he came by the Nightmare Factory for a little bit. But I seen him in Utah, and he's a very cool guy too. Me and him used to always talk to each other whenever he came through the Nightmare Factory, and I seen him at the show in Utah recently.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
I miss Lucha Underground, man. I love that show, man. I didn't catch it when it came out, man. I was like, oh man, I called it kind of at the end, man, because I didn't have El Rey Network at the time, and then I got it at the end. I was like, ooh, and called on Netflix. I was like, yeah, Lucha,
yeah,
man. I wish they bring it back. I
yeah.
love that stuff.
Lucha. I thought that was gonna be an ECW 2.0.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man, they were going crazy, man. That's how I
Yeah,
learned about Thunder Rosa and stuff, man. I was like, yeah. Yeah, and then when she got to AEW, I'm like, you better know about something, man. Thunder Rosa, she gonna tear it up.
yeah, she's tough. Yeah, she real tough.
That's right. So, yeah, man. I want to say, man, before I pass it back to Remy, I want to say, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, coming on chat with us, man. I had a blast talking about, boxing and Mortal Kombat and all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I wish you nothing but the positive things for happening to you in wrestling, man. I hope you go around and start collecting gold everywhere. And I wish
Yeah.
nothing but the positive things for you and your family, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Same to you.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Abraham, thank you very much, for this opportunity. We really and truly appreciate, you taking time out of your busy schedule, just to shoot the breeze about your career and wrestling and all that stuff. I really and truly hope that you actually, get to meet all your goals and so on.
Yeah.
Hope we get to see you on AEW TV soon, man. We've seen two of you guys from the second class on there so far, Diamond Sheik and the bodyguard Anthony Austin Green.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, these guys are doing it big, man. I mean, I'm very happy for them. And you got like Julia Hart from the second class, and that's been on there. And Carly Bravo's made numerous appearances on there too. So hopefully we get to see you on there as well. Doing your thing and whatnot. And then I'll immediately call Rob, like, yo, Rob, we just had that guy on our show, man, the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
But before we close the show, where can fans find you on social media if they want to purchase Abraham Store merchandise, or if they want to find out when your next appearance is?
Yeah. So social media is and also on Twitter my name is spelled Abraham Orn as a never es. So that's my real name. I guess you can say so. That's my name. So Instagram is Abraham Storm Official, and Twitter is at Abraham Storms.
Awesome. So y'all definitely go ahead and give this man a follow. He's doing great things, and you're not just following anybody. You're following a member of the first ever graduating class from the Nightmare Factory. So go ahead and give him a follow. Whenever, you know what I'm saying? If you can't support indie wrestling in person, that's how you support it right there. It's copping the merch and whatnot, purchasing 8x for this guy. He's doing big things. And yeah. So with that being said, it's about time for us to close the show. My eyelids are getting kind of heavy, and my belly's kind of grumbling. So I mean, it's time for a little snack and a nap. Maybe not in that order. But before we actually close the show, Rob Bates, where can fans find you on social media if they want to, talk wrestling, purchase Ringside Society merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for your shows? Yes, y'all heard correctly. He's trained to be a referee. So where you at on social media, man?
All right, you can find me at Rob_Base82 at Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, and then Rob Base at Facebook and YouTube.
Awesome. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say, you can find me on Twitter under @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram under @Ringside Society, and we're also on Twitch under Ringside Society 2019, which is where this episode is actually being streamed. And we're also on YouTube. Just type in Ringside Society. Once you see that that dark blue, light blue logo with the blue flames around it, that's when you know you're in the right place. You're following the right people. Make sure you subscribe to all of our channels. Don't personalize it, because we got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool interviews coming up. And we've had so many impressive guests, like Abraham Storm tonight. We've had Kat Spencer. We've had Nan Boteo. We've had Haya Lobo. And we have many more impressive guests coming soon. So y'all definitely stay tuned. And we also have a Teespring store. Yes, we actually sell merch. Go ahead and cop a vest, cop a long sleeve shirt. Winter's coming up. You don't want to be cold out there. We have coffee mugs. We have face masks. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping Ringside Society afloat. I'm very serious about that. And we also have a Facebook group. So definitely go ahead and check out our Facebook group. We have a lot of cool stuff there as well. And with that being said, we want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Ashley, BM, I see you on here. If you ever want to be on our show for 15 minutes with the fandom, definitely hit us up. But in general, thank you everybody that tuned in tonight. And to those of you that are going to listen later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of you that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away, well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but like myself in the Golden Corral and Rob Bass at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, we're not going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
We ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want everybody to know that we're very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for Nightmare Factory Class 1 graduate, the best fighter in the world, Abraham Storm. What type of podcast are we?
We're Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, hashtag we are not the same. So with that being said, we will be back tomorrow with another impressive episode. We'll actually be doing an AEW All Out Predictions panel with our special guest, Scooby-Doo, who is actually the Diamond Sheik's brother. So he'll be joining us tomorrow. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic. So stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
All right, guys.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.
Yes.